Hello everybody, welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Chris. The video I'm about to do is part 2 of my Clean and Fresh series. The Clean and Fresh category of fragrances is one of my favorite, and I have a lot of them. More fragrances than would be possible to do a reasonable video, so I decided to divide it into 2 videos. The first video is already done. Those were my affordable Clean and Fresh fragrances. Today I'm going to do we're gonna call them the top shelf Clean and Fresh. Now they're not all outrageously expensive. I think they start around $75 and go up. So that was just a loose cutoff I used. I think I pulled 10 or 11. And since you were so kind to click on that thumbnail to see what I have for my video this afternoon, I'm gonna get started. So I'm gonna start the list with a fragrance that I've talked about before, but it is a fragrance that I very much enjoy. It is probably the soapiest of the fragrances that I am showing today, and I'm not really a fan of soapy. I like clean, I like fresh, but not to the point of soapiness. So that's not my favorite category, but this is the soapiest of the Clean and Fresh, but I really enjoyed it. It's done really nicely. And it is Pure Poison. It took me a while to get on the Pure Poison train, and I just didn't think I liked it, so I never tried it. I finally tried it and I really liked it. This is a floral heavy fragrance. It has the usual suspects. I'm sure it's jasmine, orange blossom, gardenia, but there's a mandarin orange in here. And anytime there's mandarin in a fragrance, I feel like it gives it a really nice kind of refreshing sweetness. It tones down aldehydes, it tones down florals. I just think it is a nice added touch. And I think the mandarin here, in addition to, there's an amber accord for sure, and sandalwood. Those parts of this fragrance keep it from venturing into the screechy zone, the headache zone, the overly soapy zone. So this is a gorgeous fragrance. It is year-round. For whatever reason, I typically see it for the spring and summer, but one of the very few fragrances out of the list that I chose today that I would not want to wear in the really high heat, and I'm talking like 95 and up. It doesn't get above that a lot here in the Midwest, but we will have one week in the summer where we'll be in the high 90s at least. Not a fragrance I will be pulling for because it's very strong. It's very strong, it's very long lasting, and for a floral, for a Clean and Fresh soapy floral, it's a little bit on the stronger side. It's not a light, effervescent, airy fragrance, but it's still beautiful and I enjoy it. I forgot to say at the beginning of this video, it is a Saturday afternoon. I typically don't like to film on Saturday afternoons. I like to be doing other things. I just got a late start today. I usually film on Thursdays or Fridays so I can get a video out on Sunday. That's not gonna happen. I just wasn't feeling it, so I'm gonna film today. However, we are having an air show go on in Chesterfield. It's the Chesterfield Air Show, so I'm hearing these jets fly back and forth, so you will be hearing that during my video, in addition to the usual noises in my busy household. In fact, I can hear my husband right now making some sort of smoothie. He just went on a bike ride. But the next one is one of my nicer, this is like seriously top shelf, Clean and Fresh fragrance, one that I fell in love with immediately upon smelling. I wasn't really interested in smelling it. I just, you know, when I didn't have a lot of Initio Parfums this time last year, I just didn't want to fall in love with the line for obvious reasons. They are on the pricey side. So I didn't smell the sample that my friend gave me for months and months. The sample kind of sat in the box and I smelled it, and it was literally love at first sniff. I knew that I wanted to get a bottle regardless of the cost, and I'm glad I have it. It is a beautiful, classy fragrance, and it is Musk Therapy. I would describe this as a creamy, clean musk with floral and citrusy notes. So this has black currant in it. This has citruses such as orange, and you can definitely smell the orange in this fragrance. I do think that the black currant is prominent, but the orange is the most prominent. It has florals in here, has magnolia, and their ever famous Hedione, which does magic, which is an aroma chemical that is used in a lot of citrusy floral fragrances. This fragrance, like many Initio Parfum fragrances, is very long lasting. I love this fragrance. Now, it's not for everybody. In fact, one of my viewers told me that she thought it smelled like orange juice. So the orange is definitely prominent here, but fortunately I get a lot of other notes that I really enjoy. This is a fragrance I would wear regardless of the temperature. I could wear this in really, really hot weather. I do put away in the cold. To me, this is not a cold weather fragrance, in my opinion. This is something that I want to reach for in the warm spring or summer. So I did something I haven't done in almost a year. I just turned the air conditioner on. I was kind of hot sitting here. I think it's in the upper 80s today, and a perfect day to film a clean and fresh fragrance video. The next one on the list is something I've talked about before. It is probably my very favorite out of all of the clean and fresh fragrances I own. I hear nobody talking about this, and I mean nobody. So it must mean that it's not that universally appealing. It's a very simple fragrance, but something doesn't have to be super complicated to be beautiful. And this is a perfect example. This is by a house that I discovered in 2020. It is Une Nuit Nomade, and it is nothing but sea and sky. It's very simple. This is a citrusy sandalwood with musk, but it is just so perfect for me. The notes listed, I know they don't list all the notes. The notes listed are bergamot, sandalwood, and musk. And obviously there are more notes in here than those three, but those are the three that I detect. It is a gorgeous, clean sandalwood. It is blended so perfectly with some citrusy notes, bergamot, and it has a very present clean musk. Musk to me can be all over the map. I think there are kind of fluffy musks, there are scratchy musks, there are gauzy musks, and there are clean musk. And this one is a clean musk to me. If I right now had to choose 5 fragrances to take with me to an island, I can assure you this would be one of them. I have given a couple decants out, and the people I've given decants to, as far as I know, weren't blown away. But this to me is just a perfect citrusy sandalwood musk. You cannot get any better than this one. It is the epitome of like clean laundry. Clean laundry, but to the nth degree. It is surprisingly one of the very few on my clean and fresh fragrances that I will wear year round. I love to wear this on a cloudless day because that's what this is to me. This is just clean, crisp, sunshine in a bottle. And the sandalwood in here is pretty hard to beat. It is light, but it's not horrible. I would say around 4 to 6 hours, and I do overspray this. It does last a long time on clothes, I will tell you. Not as long on skin, but it will last me solid 6 hours on clothes. I know this because I spray it on sweaters. If you like the fragrances that I like, it is definitely worth a try. And I can't believe that nobody talks about it because it is the epitome of a beautiful, clean and fresh fragrance. The next one is a fragrance that I have heard other people talk about. It is not anything that's new, and it's not universally loved. Well, nothing's universally loved, but I think there's a lot of controversy with this fragrance. I got it at the end of the year in 2021. I usually, particularly when there's sales and I have my eye on a fragrance, I'll buy it. And a lot of times I'll forget I have it and it's in a box somewhere. But I bought this one at the end of 2020 during a sale, and I never got it out because to me it is a summertime fragrance. It is a hot weather fragrance, and it is by the brand Clean Reserve, and this is called Clean Skin. This is as if you just stepped out of the shower and your skin your natural skin just was the type that would sweeten up as the day went along. Like you used a really nice body wash, and that scent from the body wash kind of lingered on your skin, and it continued to get sweet throughout the day. There is something sweet in here. It's very clean. It does have a prominent musk, obviously, and it's sweet, but it's not a foodie sweet. And I'm going to look up the notes really quickly. Let's see. I want to know what the sweetness comes from. Okay, so the notes, this is very interesting. Wow, so there's praline, salt, musk, tonka, and leather. I will say I'm not an expert on this fragrance because, like I said, I got it at the end of 2021, and it has not been getting a lot of wear. I think I've probably worn this about a handful of times, usually around the house on a weekend. And I will tell you, I do not remember getting any leather. I do get a nice, fresh, clean musk that is sweet. I would have never guessed praline because it's not a foodie. I have a lot of fragrances that have praline, the note of praline, and those tend to be very sweet. This one is a sweetness that's non-foody. It has salt in here. I'm gonna have to think about it when I wear it next time. Maybe the salt just kind of plays off that praline to keep it from going into the gourmand territory, because it does stay sweet. It remains sweet, and in fact on me gets a little bit sweeter during the dry down, but it never goes into the cloying or the foodie zone. So maybe that's what the salt is doing. This is one of those that I spray like 12 times, and that's double the amount I normally spray. And that's okay. This is a fragrance I could wear anywhere. You will not offend anyone with this fragrance because it doesn't smell like you're wearing a perfume. It's just one of those you but better. So picnic, barbecue, to work, on an interview, meeting new people, a close gathering. You're not gonna overwhelm anybody. You're just gonna smell like you but better. So I'm glad I have this. And I totally forgot. I also wanted to mention these just came in the mail last night. Clean was having a sale that I heard about on Instagram. Listen, I'm not here to sell Instagram. I think there are a lot of benefits to Instagram. In fact, a lot of creators are a lot busier on Instagram because it's something we can do daily and it's not a time sink. You can put something on your story, you can put something on your feed. It takes a couple minutes and then you have the rest of the day, whereas YouTube is very time consuming. So I found out about a sale that Clean was having on an Instagram story. It was Anna Lauren. She had on her story that there was a 50% off sale, and of course I jumped on it. So I got these two. I opened them up at 1 in the morning. And so these were blind buys. I had kind of had my eyes on them for a long time, but I never sampled them. One is Cell Santel. I can tell you I love these on First Sniff, and Solar Bloom. I love this one also. I'm not going to talk about them today because I have no experience. I don't like doing that. But anyways, 2 more Clean fragrances that I am looking forward to wear in these hot months. And I will talk about them in a future video. This next fragrance is something that I have a hard time wearing when I'm dressed really casually on the weekend. This, to me, when I wear this one, I feel like I should put on a flowy floral dress and put a crown of flowers on the top of my head. When I wear it, it is just that type of fragrance, at least to me. And it is Parfums de Mali. This is Meliora. Now, I think one of my YouTube friends, I believe it was Anna Lauren, described this as something that a woodland fairy would wear, and I just cannot get that out of my mind. It is so true. This is like the nicest fruity floral imaginable. I think sometimes when you mention fruity florals, people are like, I have heard here on YouTube that fruity florals are boring. This one, to me, is not a boring fruity floral, since it's obviously a fruity floral. It has black currant and I want to say red berries, but what I get the most is a raspberry. And raspberries are hard to do. They're hard to do well in a perfume, that's for sure. A lot of times they come off very synthetic smelling. There's nothing synthetic smelling about this fragrance. The florals in here are rose, lily of the valley, and I want to say ylang ylang. What I get the most is a really something slightly aquatic, like a fresh, watery rose. That's what I get. There's definitely something woody in the dry down and a touch of greenness. And I know that there is cassis or cassis in here, which are the leaves and buds of the black currant plant. So green fragrances, really sharp green fragrances, are not my cup of tea. And this has a slight greenness that just makes it refreshing and slightly foresty, something like a dreamy, magical forest. This one is a compliment getter. When I wear this, people say, you smell so pretty, so clean, and so fresh. I can easily see this being somebody's signature scent. I'm gonna have to take a break after this next one because my stomach is growling. So I'm gonna do this and then take a quick break. But the next one up is by Carolina Herrera. I love the bottles. I love the Confidential line. I've loved several in the Eau de Toilette line. This one is for my Petitgrain Neroli fan. This does have mandarin orange, orange blossom, and petitgrain. To me, petitgrain is the most prominent, and if you don't know what petitgrain is, it is an essential oil that is extracted from the leaves and the twigs of the orange blossom tree. So it is a little bit more bitter. It is more bitter and it's more green in its profile. So this smells green and woody. There is, I think this is one that has rhubarb in it. This probably, this has a little bit of sweetness in the dry down, so vanilla or tonka. My mind is telling me tonka bean. And this has a really nice musk, so it dries down nice and woody and clean, woody, musky green dry down. The bottles weigh like 10 pounds, substantial, and I love me a good blue bottle. Okay, I am back after a quick break. I had some nuts and a banana, and I just now realized that nuts aren't probably the smartest thing to eat when you're filming a video, so if I have anything in my teeth, please forgive me. What do you guys think of the hair? Usually if one is a creator, they need to get their look, you know, kind of organized beforehand. That's not the way I roll. I just made this up. I just went and used I used this new curling iron thing that makes beach waves. I don't know. What do you think about it? I'm very fickle when it comes to my hair and my looks. And I used a new eyeshadow palette. So hopefully I'm not doing anything ghastly. I just like to experiment. But anyways, let's get back to the perfumes. Boy, this is gonna be hard to do 3 videos today. I'm already getting a little antsy. So the next one, where is my next one? My next one is a Burberry. And Burberry hasn't always worked out for me. In fact, most Burberrys don't work out for me. I just found that the house doesn't jive with me a lot. I never bought the Burberry for Her, the ones that were supposed to smell like Baccarat 540. I wasn't interested because I already had Baccarat and I love it. It wasn't until my lovely friend Melissa sent me a decant and said, hey, give this a smell, it's really good. She's pretty good about knowing what I'm gonna like. And she was right. It's a really nice, I think it's an easy reach fragrance for the summer. I think I talked about it one time. This is Burberry Her. Now this is the EDT version. So this, I would describe this as a green, fresh, fruity, floral. The fruits in here, this has pear, blackcurrant, and strawberry. I definitely get the blackcurrant. I definitely get a little bit of pear, and as it starts to dry down, I definitely get strawberry. The florals in here, being that it's a fruity floral, rose, honeysuckle, and peony. This kind of smells like it has a peony note going on. So let's give this a spray. Is this a fresh one? No, that's not a fresh one. Let's get a new blotter here. Yeah, this is just pleasant. I can see this not being groundbreaking or maybe even boring to some people, but I need something that's an easy reach. Like if I'm wherever I'm going, work, out, running errands, you name it, I want something that's an easy reach. This is an easy reach. Pleasant, easy reach, no brainer kind of a thing. For an EDT, this lasts surprisingly long, like 6 to 8 hours if I spray like 10 to 12 times. So this is my preferred Burberry flanker right here, and it just screams spring and summer. The next one is from Yves Saint Laurent, and I think I have enjoyed every single creation that has come from the Le Vestiaire line, their upscale line. I have several, and I've enjoyed them all. And I bought this at the end of last year when Neiman Marcus was having their 25% off sale. Look for it in the beginning of December. I'm telling you, it's a great sale. But anyways, that's when I bought this one. This is strictly a spring or summer fragrance, and it is Saharienne. I have 2 fragrances, or I had 2 fragrances that smell very, very similar. Neroli Portofino and House of Sillage Whispers of Time. I gave my Neroli Portofino away to my sister-in-law. She really liked it, and I already have a couple fragrances with that scent profile. I don't need another one. I really enjoy this one. So this is yet another one in that scent profile. It's a little bit more musky. It has pink pepper also. So there's a little bit difference between this one and Neroli Portofino. This one has, so yeah, it is citrusy. It is a citrusy orange blossom, pink pepper, and musk fragrance. And I have so many orange blossom fragrances. I'm a fan, I guess you could say. They just, to me, they're just very spring and summer-like. My favorite times of the year, particularly summer. And this is just very fresh and clean. It has that fresh and clean vibe. I'm pretty sure it has a little bit of neroli. There is a greenness in here. And it is on the lighter side. This one is 4 to 6 hours closer to 4 hours when I have worn it. So another lovely one for the summer months. My next one is kind of the definition of an easy reach, clean and fresh fragrance. I have enjoyed this for several years. When I wear this, I know that I'm going to offend no one, and I almost always get someone tell me how pretty I smell. And it is by Bvlgari, and it is Eau The Blanc, which is their white tea. So this is a light, non-bitter white tea with citrusy notes and musk. So this one actually has cardamom in it at the very top. And cardamom and white tea to me are a really nice match. It's not overly cardamom, but it is just ever so slightly spicy. It has a fresh spiciness to it. So you've got this nice non-bitter white tea, citrusy notes, a little bit of cardamom to give it a skosh of a spicy kick. And as it dries down, it becomes a woody, ambery floral musk. The amber is very light and clean, just to provide some sweetness, a little bit of a sweet note. Light, clean, but present. So I just think this is a gorgeous scent, and I only wear this in the spring and summer. I used to wear this year round, but as I've accumulated more fragrances, I really like to reach for my heavy hitters in the winter. But this is a beautiful, classic, easy reach, fresh and clean fragrance right here. Getting to the end, second to last fragrance. This is one of the newer ones in my collection. This one is Pat approved because he got it for me for Christmas. And Pat spends a lot of time picking out fragrances. He always has. It is something that he enjoys. So if I get a fragrance as a gift, I know that he really loves it and has spent a lot of time testing something out. The one I'm talking about that made the list is by MFK. This is Aqua Universalis Cologne Forte. This is so incredibly fresh and clean. This is like squeaky clean. This is like a watery, squeaky clean musk. I'm going to get a blotter here. I want to spray this. I don't have a lot of experience with this one. Yeah, a watery, squeaky, clean musk. I think there's like orange or lemon in here, some florals, maybe white florals. I get like a bitter orange, like orange bitters or orange peel. Yeah, like a bitter orange, that's what I'm getting. There is a touch of the kind of the clean laundry vibe going on, but like extra clean and aquatic. Yes, so for this is very unisex fragrance, really fresh, citrusy fresh, squeaky clean without being soapy. There's no soapiness to this one. So perfect for really hot days. I cannot tell you about performance because I haven't worn it enough in the really hot weather, but the handful of times that I have worn it, I would say performance is moderate. I'm gonna end the list with a Chanel. It is a very fresh and clean Chanel fragrance, but the lasting power is pretty awful. It's like 1 to 2 hours. And because of that, it's a perfect one to kind of toss in your bag if you're going to go to the beach or the lake and you just need something to spritz yourself to give you if you need a quick pick-me-up or something fresh. It's by Chanel, and I hate to even pronounce it, Biarritz. So this is like a blast of citruses. I want to say every citrus in the book. It definitely lemon, bergamot. This one probably has, I'm trying to peel off a blotter here, probably bergamot, orange. I mean, this is probably like the kitchen sink citrus if I remember. I wore this last summer. Oh yeah, wow. There's that grapefruit. I definitely get orange, grapefruit. Yeah, orange, grapefruit, lemon. I don't get lime. Orangey, grapefruity, lemon. Very nice. You're either going to love the opening or you're not going to love it at all. I think there are florals in here. I'm pretty sure the floral is Lily of the Valley and probably orange blossom or neroli. It dries down very quickly into a musk, into basically like a soft citrusy musk. Again, this is gone in 2 hours. So if you are not tolerant to your light fragrances that don't last forever, stay far, far away from this one. Again, the only benefit of this one is it's adorable. It's a really cute little bottle. It's very transportable, and I would definitely stick this in my bag. This is the one out of all of those I would put in my bag if I was going somewhere beachy. Beach vacation, lake vacation, something that you can just spritz and go, or you can take with you to work and have something in your bag if you need anything, like a fresh and clean pick-me-up. This is a good one. So that was it, my 10 or 11 top shelf, fresh and clean fragrances, perfect for the summer months, perfect for the warmer months we're moving into. This is not a complete list. I already know what video I'm going to film next. I needed something that's easy to do, doesn't require a lot of thought, and something I can pull together very quickly. I'm gonna do like 10 of Pat's favorites, like Pat approved fragrances. There are a couple other really nice, clean and fresh fragrances that didn't make this video that will be in the video that I will be filming in about 10 minutes. So thank you again for sticking around. Thank you to those who subscribe and support me and who come back week after week to watch my videos. So thank you again for sticking around. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for clicking on that thumbnail and joining me for another week of fragrance videos. And hopefully I will see you on the next one.